Now we've got this other plan that Donald Trump is rolling out, him and Steve Mnuchin, the guy who was the foreclosure king in California, who committed numerous felonies, crimes in California, robo-signing documents so he could steal people's houses, thousands of them. And the Attorney General of California had an opportunity to prosecute him. Instead, she said, well, you know, we've got bigger fish to fry, unfortunately. So now, you know, this insanely corrupt Secretary of the Treasury, Mnuchin, and this insanely corrupt president, you know, Mr. President Hump, are saying, hey, let's privatize Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Last time they were privatized, it worked out so well, right? We privatized them back in the late 1990s or early 2000s. I don't recall exactly. I think it was in the late 90s. And what did they do? They created the housing crisis that took down the economy in 2007, 2008. But a bunch of executives at Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac made hundreds of millions of dollars. They lined their own pockets like there was no tomorrow. And when they took that thing down, we bailed them out to the tune of $119 billion for Fannie and $71 billion for Freddie. And a lot of that money went directly to those executives. So what happened? Well, Obama came in, the federal government took them over. Said no more, you know, $100 million paychecks or $1 million paychecks to CEOs and executives and stockholders of Fannie and Freddie. These are now government-run, more or less, entities, and we are going to stop the corruption. Well, Trump wants to start the corruption up again. He wants to privatize them, turn them over to you know, shareholders who will start saying, well, where's my piece of the action? I want my dividends. Meanwhile, in Tennessee, Judd Legum, writing at his, this is just, you know, I get this 5 days a week, and I encourage you to sign up for this. It's popular.info. Just go to popular.info, and, you know, you can sign up. There's no charge. I don't think there's even advertising in it. If there is, it's pretty inconspicuous. But this is Judd's daily contribution to the news. And the one that came out, this was September 4th, was about criminalizing voter registration. The Republicans in Tennessee are pretty flipped out. And the reason that they're flipped out is because the Tennessee Black Voter Project, back in 2018, last year, the Tennessee Black Voter Project launched a statewide voter registration drive. Now, keep in mind, 40% of people in Tennessee who are eligible voters are not registered to vote. Not even registered. We talk about half of registered voters show up to vote. 40% of people in Tennessee. It's 49th in the nation in turnout, 45th in voter registration. So the Tennessee Black Voter Project registered 91,000 people to vote in Tennessee, which increased the black turnout from 31% in 2014 to 44% in 2018 in Tennessee. So the Republicans who control Tennessee said, okay, screw that. And they passed a law that has really rigorous criminal penalties to make anybody who registers a voter, you have to go through a state-run training program, and you can't register voters until you do. And guess who gets to control the state-run voting program and how many people can come through it and when the sessions are held? The Republicans who run the state. If you fail to do that and you sign somebody up, you go to prison. You have to sign all kinds of forms. You have to, I mean, it's just, they're doing everything they can to stop any more black people from registering to vote in Tennessee. This is what Republicans do. The majority of Americans hate Republican policies. The majority of Americans don't want their Medicare privatized. They don't want their Social Security privatized. They don't want more tax cuts for billionaires and big corporations. They want jobs brought back home. They don't want any more of this neoliberal Reaganista crap